Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors will make moves in free agency because they want to be champions and need to add solid players to help Stephen Curry. Mikal Bridges is a proven scorer and a solid defensive player. Trade rumors: Warriors are interested in Mikal Bridges from the New York Knicks. Stephen Curry will be aiming to raise the Larry O'Brien Trophy for a fifth time as a member of the Golden State Warriors, and the franchise will likely need to add a few more complementary pieces to the roster to make this goal a reality. The 37-year-old aging superstar got a major boost in motivation after Jimmy Butler was acquired via trade from the Miami Heat prior to this season's February 6 trade deadline, but an additional two-way presence could change the complexion of the group for the better heading into next season. Enter Mikal Bridges of the New York Knicks. New York authored a sensational season in 2024-25, reaching the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. After falling in 6 games to the eventual Eastern Conference champion Indiana Pacers, they'll return to the drawing board to figure out a path towards building a title contender. If the Knicks were to entertain the idea of shipping Bridges' expiring contract away in exchange for several interesting pieces to bolster their supporting cast, Golden State may emerge as an ideal trade partner in the coming months. Golden State could hypothetically offer a package headlined by their developing 3-and-D forward Moses Moody, the sharpshooting Buddy Hield and promising big man Tracy Jackson-Davis to land the former second-place finisher in 2022 Defensive Player of the Year voting. If given the chance to acquire the Knicks' versatile star, Bridges would have the opportunity to become an extremely valuable backcourt partner for Curry, as his defensive skill set and jump shooting ability could give the Warriors an added jolt on both ends of the floor. Bridges became a hero for the Knicks during their second-round matchup against the Boston Celtics with his impeccable late-game defense, and he's also improved into a solid tertiary scoring option. While appearing in all 82 regular season contests for New York in 2024-25, he contributed 17.6 points and 3.7 assists on an impressive 57% effective field goal percentage, and there's plenty of reason to believe that he could mesh well with Curry, Butler, and Green under head coach Steve Kerr's offensive system. Bridges might not be the superstar name that the NBA world expects Golden State to target in an effort to keep Curry, Green and Kerr's dynastic run going, but his presence may be deemed absolutely necessary for the Warriors to be successful in 2025-26 and beyond. Mike Dunleavy Jr. has golden opportunity to prove what Warriors fans already know. Can the GM strike again? Much has been made of the Golden State Warriors drafting in the last 5 years, having whiffed on a number 2 overall pick in James Wiseman while making less egregious mistakes the following year with 2 additional lottery picks in Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Those picks go on the record of former general manager Bob Myers though, and in contrast his successor has done a much better job with lower picks available at his disposal. Mike Dunleavy Jr. has already proven himself as a savvy identifier of talent, but he'll get the opportunity to reiterate that when the Warriors take the 41st pick to this year's draft. Can Dunleavy hit on another pick for the Warriors in a weak draft? Just a week after taking over from Myers, Dunleavy took Brandon Podziemski with the 19th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. The combo guard has since gone on to do what few young players have done under Steve Kerr: earn a consistent role and log heavy minutes in an otherwise veteran team. Podziemski finished 5th in Rookie of the Year voting and earned All-Rookie first-team selection, then shook off early struggles in his second season to take another leap and average over 32 minutes for Golden State in the playoffs. Dunleavy also smartly traded with the Washington Wizards to get the draft rights to Tracy Jackson-Davis with the 57th pick in 2023. The young big man has gone on to start 58 games for the Warriors in his first 2 seasons, including the final 3 of the second-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Golden State's latest draft pick Quinton Post also had significant impact in his rookie season. Despite not being drafted till the 52nd pick last year, Post made 14 starts in the second half of the season and shot a team-leading 40.8% from three-point range. The 7-foot center was less impactful in the playoffs, but still appeared in all 12 playoff games. Dunleavy now faces a greater challenge when it comes to continuing his excellent recent trend, with ESPN draft expert Jonathan Givney recently referencing this year's pool as one of the shallowest second rounds we've seen in a few years. If Dunleavy can still leverage the 41st pick into a young player who cements an NBA future, then it will only further his status among fans as an excellent assessor of draft talent. The first round of the NBA draft will begin at Barclays Center on June 25, with the second round to take place the following day. Draymond Green admits blockbuster Kevin Durant, Warriors trade almost happened. Ahead of February's NBA trade deadline, the Golden State Warriors were expected to shake things up, as they were struggling and on the brink of missing the postseason entirely. Of course, the Warriors ultimately traded for six-time All-Star Jimmy Butler, which proved to be a great move, but was he their first option? The Warriors were heavily rumored to be involved in Kevin Durant trade talks, as the Phoenix Suns reportedly put him on the trade block ahead of the deadline. However, a blockbuster trade that would have sent Durant to Golden State might have been much closer to happening than anyone thought. Warriors star Draymond Green appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live on Friday and admitted that Warriors majority owner Joe Lacob told him that a Durant trade was about to happen ahead of February's deadline. "I was Joe, Lacob, and Joe gets excited, and that's my guy. Joe goes, Draymond, I think we're gonna get Kevin Durant, like it's right there at the finish line. It's happening, we're getting Kevin Durant back." I'm like, oh man, here we go, let's go. He comes running back to me 2 minutes later, Draymond, I wasn't supposed to say anything, don't say nothing to nobody, Green said. Green admits that the trade nearly went through, but just minutes later, everyone found out about the blockbuster Luka Doncic to Los Angeles Lakers deal. Of course, the Durant trade fell through, but Green's story reveals that Durant and Doncic were both nearly traded to California on the same night. Warriors can repeat history with ideal trade target if NBA Finals are any indication. This could be a buy low option for Golden State. Having gone deep into his rotation throughout this season, Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr would have been pleased with counterparts Mark Daigneault and Rick Carlisle during Game 1 of the NBA Finals at Paycom Center on Thursday. The Pacers went 10 deep in their rotation, while the Thunder used 11 players in what resulted as a shock 111-110 victory for the visitors thanks to another crazy game winner from All-Star guard Tyrese Haliburton. But while it will hardly draw headlines from what was a pulsating Game 1, there was a notable rotation absentee for the Thunder that rival teams like the Warriors should take note of heading into the offseason. Jalen Williams should become a trade target for the Warriors. Kenrich Williams and A.J. Mitchell both saw surprise minutes for the Thunder in the first half, but there was no room for Jalen Williams after Daigneault changed his starting lineup, which saw usual starting center Isaiah Hartenstein come off the bench. It's Williams' third DNP during these playoffs, having averaged 16.7 minutes throughout the regular season. With the amount of young talent OKC possesses, it's inevitable that some will have to move on, and that may start with the 6 feet 9 inches big man. Williams is clearly more capable than a DNP in the finals would suggest, having shown real production when he sees significant playing time. With Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren in place though, the 22-year-old is relegated to being a third-string big who may need a new team in order to thrive. The Warriors have already shown a propensity to take an underutilized young player off the Thunder's hands after trading for Lindy Waters III last offseason, and now they can repeat history but with a more upside swing in the form of Williams. In 12 games this season where he played between 20 to 29 minutes, Williams averaged 9.8 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.1 assists while shooting 47.1% from three-point range. Additionally, in 3 games where he played 30 minutes or more, he averaged 13.7 points, 12.7 rebounds, and 8.3 assists while drilling 43.8% of his three-pointers. Williams may not bring the size or defensive presence the Warriors need as they explore a new starting center, but his offensive skill set is intriguing given his passing and ability to step out and make defenses pay from beyond the arc. Golden State may have their eyes set on a more proven big man option, yet Williams may actually be the perfect young player to take a risk on. He has a $2.2 million player option for next season, while it's difficult to see OKC asking for too much in a trade given his role behind Holmgren and Hartenstein. Warriors face a Quinton Post problem that must be solved immediately. Golden State need this improvement straight away. By Peter O'Keefe. 10 hours ago. Denver Nuggets v Golden State Warriors. Denver Nuggets v Golden State Warriors. Eakin Howard/Getty Images. Cardinals' John Mozeliak should learn from one of his greatest trades in final year, and other top stories from June 8, 2025. Quinton Post was arguably the surprise piece of the Golden State Warriors season, emerging as a legitimate rotation player and occasional starter for Steve Kerr after starting in the G League on a two-way contract. The 52nd overall pick wasn't just a surprise for the Warriors, but clearly took advantage of his relative anonymity as opposing teams often fatally left him open from beyond the arc. Post capitalized by shooting a team-leading 40.8% from three-point range during the regular season. Yet the effectiveness of his perimeter spacing is going to render far less valuable if he doesn't improve a key problem in his game. Quinton Post has to improve his interior scoring heading into next season. Post told NBC Sports Bay Area in late January that he needed to work on his interior scoring, but it remained a problematic issue that stemmed into the playoffs. The 25-year-old finished the regular season shooting 51.2% from within 10 feet, while that then dropped to a paltry 38.5% during the playoffs. To put that into context, there was significant frustration from fans surrounding Tracy Jackson Davis' inability to finish around the basket during the season, yet his 58.8% from within 10 feet was still better than what Post produced. As teams lock into Post's three-point shooting ability, it will become all the more important for him to develop a diverse skill set that allows him to put the ball on the floor, make the next pass to an open teammate, and/or finish effectively at the rim. The Dutchman took 85% of his field goal attempts without a dribble during the regular season, but that dropped to under 80% during the playoffs. There's no coincidence that Post's efficiency fell off a cliff as a result, and that his overall impact dropped to a point where his minutes reduced from 16.3 to 12.2 per game. Golden State had Jackson Davis stagnate or even regress during his second season, leaving them with uncertainty in their center rotation and forcing Draymond Green to play heavy minutes as a small ball starting five. The Warriors can't afford for Post's development to go backwards next season, particularly if they don't acquire a proven center via trade or free agency this summer. They need Post capable of eating heavy minutes during the regular season, but that won't be viable if he's simply a one-trick pony with his three-point shooting. Should Warriors trade into first round of 2025 NBA draft? The 2025 NBA draft is now just weeks away, and most teams are gearing up to add top prospects. The Golden State Warriors aren't one of those, only owning the number 41 pick. Its first-round pick conveys to the Heat at number 20, who are likely to gamble on a backcourt member in some form or fashion. Still, with Jimmy Butler now on the roster, but a few contributors departing in one way or another, should Golden State trade into the first round at the 25 draft? The short answer is yes, if the organization is keen on a certain prospect. It isn't likely Golden State would be able to trade into the lottery without giving up a pretty penny, either prospects it doesn't want to trade, or multiple future draft picks. So picks number 15 through 30 would likely be the target. There's plenty of options within that range that could pique the Warriors' interest. South Carolina's Colin Murray-Boyles features a game similar to that of Draymond Green's, and while he likely won't replicate his success, he could learn under the former Defensive Player of the Year and carry on the torch for the foreseeable future. Georgetown center Thomas Sorber could be a center in that range to take over given the potential exit of forward Kevin Looney, with similar do-it-all attributes. Guards in that range feature Nick Clifford, Nolan Traore, Walter Clayton Jr. and more, all of which could help Golden State as soon as next year. And there's also developmental projects such as Joan Beringer, Ben Saraf, Noah Penda, and more that won't offer early help, but could blossom into high-impact players down the road. The Warriors have done a fine job of drafting in recent years, grabbing Quinton Post, Brandon Podziemski, and more. And if they feel good about their assessment of the 2025 class, they could certainly trade up to nab their guy. There's no guarantee any draftee offers immediate help to Golden State in the West, but it could be high time the Warriors start preparing for the near future.